Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. These are the inverts today. We are having a look at an exoticenclosures.co.uk enclosure. Now, Tim actually imports these. He doesn't make them himself. So he said, Scott, would you mind taking it and doing a review? And I said, of course I will, Tim. I'll even whack it up on the channel and see what you think. But if you are going to send something into my channel, I'm not one of these channels that will be bought. If this is rubbish, I'm going to tell you guys it's rubbish. Any faults with it, I'm also going to tell you guys. I was quite happy with that. But exoticenclosures.co.uk, there's the barcode on the back if you want to take a screenshot of that and then have a look at his website. That will link straight to his website. I'm also using a different microphone today. I've got one of these, so I want to test this one out. So if it sounds all right, please let me know down in those comments. If it sounds absolutely awful, again, please let me know down in those comments. So we're going to crack this one open straight away. Boom. Now, I've kind of had a little look and I kind of know what you do with this. If that makes, well, yeah, if that makes sense. So it's an hexagonal enclosure. I'm just dropping the box everywhere. Now, I'm going to read you the dimensions. So this is 20.4 centimeters high. It is 10 centimeters back and it is 17.6 centimeters across. So that's from there to there. So we're going to crack it open. We're going to unbox it and we're going to also set it up. So let's take off all this. That actually looks quite smart. It really does. So immediately we've got these. So those are little feet if you want to put it on the bottom or there, so you can put it on a stand to make it look real nice. But the thing that I was really interested in is the bits on the back of this. So if you look, you see those? That's so you can hang it on the wall. It's part of the hive system. They're calling it the hive, which is pretty cool. I did have a look. I mean, I am definitely going to use it like this. But it is on a magnetized system at the front, which is just really nice. That does fit. That fits in real nice. Don't know. Oomph. So we've got a magnet here. We've got one there, and at the top. You're going to have to forgive me sweating. It is right. It's like 29 degrees in here today. We've got a ton of ventilation holes at the sides, and then the back is actually blacked out. So let's take it over on, we'll put it on top of Susan, the lazy Susan, and we'll have another look properly at this enclosure. So far, it's looking quite nice. So come with me. There's Susan. This is Susan. They call this spinning tables. They call those a lazy Susan in the UK. But that is the actual enclosure. So we take the top off, and you can see all those magnets a bit better. But you can also see a lot of thumbprints on that, which is what acrylic tends to do. It does show up the thumbprints pretty bad, but once it's on with a black background, you don't really see it. But we have got a lot of these ventilation holes here. I would have liked to have seen some, to be honest, across the bottom down here, where the substrate's going to be. But I think as an enclosure, it's good. We can get a lot of the orb weavers, the small orb weavers, not the giant ones. The smaller true spiders would be happy in here. Something like an Incy would also be happy in here. Any other tarantula apart from the smaller dwarfs, I'm going to say no, unless they're babies, and then it's a nice little rearing enclosure. But today, I am actually going to put Herodulia membracea mantis. Absolutely beautiful. So the mantis is going to go in there. I'm going to actually use some of the twigs that are already in here as well. So we shall crack on and get some substrate in there. We have gone for the Westlands topsoil again. It's fast becoming one of my favourite substrates. What we'll do is we'll just go up. You just hear me pumping up my water sprayer. We're just going to take this substrate up to the top of that fill line. Just there. It'd be interesting to see with that black acrylic at the back how much that makes this mantis actually pop when it's in there. So normally this Westlands does actually come a little bit damp, but I left the bag completely open so it's dried off a little bit, especially with the weather that we've been having. Been rather warm in the UK. So we have one of these pods, but I've also got some fake fern, so we're going to put the fake fern in. Just to give it a little bit of greenery. Now, I'm going to go over there on that side, try and balance things out. That's looking pretty nice. Now remember those wall fastenings on the back. Yeah, just put 2 screws in, and that's it. But what I'd do if I was going to put this on the wall, I'd paint those with a black felt tip pen, push them against the wall, and it will leave an impression of where you should be drilling your hole. So it'll be black all the way around with that little hole there where you want to drill it onto the wall. That's how I'd do it anyway. Now we're going to put some, we call this the balancing twig, because that's what they like to stand on, these twigs. And I'm going to put another one going up that way. And then, our favourite, a little bit of sphagnum moss going in this one. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I do like moss. I think it really, really helps to finish off an enclosure. Absolutely lovely. Now, I was going to put some orchid bark in there, but I don't think we need it. What I will do is find some little leaves out and just drop them in and about. And now that's in there, we'll go in, spray the little seed pod down, give that moss a little bit of a spray also. We've already wet the soil, so we're just literally just keeping that soil moss nice and moist, and that is us. Just look, absolutely awesome. And if I can zoom in just a little bit, there we go. So all those air holes there, and on that side there isn't any on the top, and I do like to see them on the top because it creates that type of an airflow. For it to be there and there, you do need air movement in your house for the air to actually flow straight through. I hope that kind of made sense. And anyway, Hiradulia membracea, I've probably just butchered that name, but we'll have a go. Look at that, gorgeous. Come on, mate. See, this is your guys' fault. Mentioning mantis to me. on live streams and stuff, and saying that I should get into them. And well, we've got a couple of species now, so hopefully. Oh, look, straight in, and then straight out. He's just coming out onto my hand. Look at the state of my hand off that substrate. Okay. Look. I think, mantis-wise, that's an awesome enclosure. Hey, oh, what's going on here then? Oh, I know what's going on there. I don't know if you guys do, but that's not fitting on properly because it's easy to get dirt on that bottom bit. The best way to get it off is going to be spray it off. And hopefully that then goes, aha. Hold on, Scott, try turning it round. There we go. That was my fault. So this door will only fit round on that one way. Those magnets are pretty strong, as you can see. Let me just turn that. So I'm not flicking that. And literally just let it go up by itself. Mantis in there is definitely enjoying it. But let's have a little look. So that was the enclosure, the new enclosure that Tim has. Now, it's really important for you guys to do some comments down below. Give him some feedback so he can literally find out if it's worth him pushing forward with the hive design, because like I said, he's not actually designing or making these, he's actually importing them instead. So let me just show you again. So it is a very cool little idea. They can go on the wall. You have got those pads to go underneath. We've got our mantis in just there. Yeah, so those are the little hooks to go on the wall. It has no ventilation on the top, so that is a little bit concerning, because you've got the airflow coming across this way, and the only way that's going to happen is if you've got some airflow already in your room or your house, wherever it is. Because what happens is, if you've got it on the top, your heat will come, well, the air will come in, heat rises, it pulls it out, and then you get it self-circulation going on inside there, which is absolutely awesome. So that is a bit of a down point, but you can drill a couple of the holes in the top and be completely fine. The other thing is, now the lid, Now, if you're rehousing and you've got a bolty spider, you're going to have to make sure that this lid is facing the correct way, because it only goes on one way. So if you turn it around, it doesn't fit, doesn't go on, as you saw in this video. So if it did, that'd be absolutely ideal. So if anything happened, you could just flick it on and it's there. So if you've got like a true spider and it's bolting, or looks like it's going to bolt, you can easily apply the front real fast. With this, if you got it the wrong way around, you're going to have to hold it there for ages until that spider's calmed down, moved off, and then turn it around and flick it back on again. Now, I actually do like this. I don't think I'm going to put it on the wall, because I don't think the enemy is going to allow me to in the house. I may end up putting it up there, possibly. We shall see. But I do like it just sitting on the shelf. It is a pretty impressive little enclosure. Looks completely different to anything else I've got here at Scott's Inverts, and I do really quite like it. Hopefully I've shown you all the bad points and all the good points. If you can see any other bad points or any other good points about this enclosure, please let me know down in those comments. There is another little thing. If you got 2 or 3, you could actually stack them together in effectively a honeycomb. That's why they're called the hive, because like a beehive, those hexagonal shapes will stick all together and go around, and you could have an absolute multitude of them on a wall. If you can imagine that one being the center one and having a load more around it, and having mantis or true spiders in all of those, that would look absolutely epic. It would make for a beautiful background or a beautiful wall in anybody's house. Again, you only get a couple of inches of substrate, and you only get a small amount of floor space in these. So if we are going for a tarantula, we are going to have to go for like an Incy Olive or Incy Gold, or an Elegans, one of those dwarfs that are really small as adults. And they should be okay as long as they start webbing up at the back and not right at the front. I do like the black back bit with the reflective black acrylic. I think that is pretty damn cool, especially when we've got something like a mantis in there. If you're thinking about a centipede or anything like that, or a centipede, any of the centipedes, please don't, because they will have the power to push out those magnets. Millipedes, for millipedes, you'd want to see a little bit more substrate, but any arboreal millipedes, they should be okay as long as, again, we're keeping them to adult size of about an inch and a half. They should be completely fine. Anything reptile, morning geckos, maybe the little dwarf ones. But I would literally go for something along the lines of mantis. I think if you got one of these and then one there, and there, with all different types of mantis in, it would look absolutely beautiful. Again, it comes down to what you guys think more than what I think. I've just shown you this. So with you sitting at home, what have you noticed that are positive and what have you noticed that are negatives, so that we can relay that information over to Tim at exoticenclosures.co.uk. He does go to a lot of the shows also. He does a lot of the acrylic stuff, the Haplo tanks that Von Worthy did back in the 80s. We've been chatting to him, and he's made something very similar and actually made them bigger. So go and check out those guys on his site. So for anything fossorial, they're absolutely awesome. I do plan to buy one in the near future, so you will see that on the channel pretty soon. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscription button. We do all sorts of things, inverts. We also delve into the fish side of things also, and yeah, we just do a lot of other things other than spiders. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one. Please let me know how this new audio thing has actually done as well down in those comments. Really important that you kind of get back to me and let me know.